So yesterday's class, we have created, we have inserted data successfully in H2 in-memory database, right? So we have created two APIs to find all employees and to create the employee. So we have created two APIs yesterday and we are able to successfully insert the data in H2 console, H2 database. So let me start the server. Let me start in debug mode. So server started successfully. Let me open the browser. I am opening H2 console. So what is the password? Admin. Admin is the password to connect the database for my local machine. Connect. Click on employee table. If you run, you can see no rows. There is no data available in employee table because we are using in-memory database, H2 in-memory database. So whenever you are restarting the server, so again it will create new database with it will create with a new table. So that time your data will not have any, whatever data you have inserted, it will not be there. So employee table will be always empty whenever you are restarting the server. Okay, so now let me insert one record. So one guy is pinging me, actually one guy is keep pinging me like I am not getting data, I am getting null values, I have done the proper code, still it is not working, he's saying like this. And I told him to debug it. So I showed you, right, many times how to debug the code. And he's one guy is saying like I'm getting error, null values are coming, inserting, and I am watching video, doing properly, nothing is working. So if you watch the videos step by step, the way which I have created, it should work 100% if you follow the video properly. And one more thing. So let's say if it is not working, what you have to do? I already clearly shown you. Let me open the Postman. So let me open the Postman. Clearly shown them actually. So create API. One of the guy is sending request from browser. Okay, sending request from browser one time. Uh, by mistake I have closed. Let me open Postman. So whenever exception comes, you people have to feel very happy actually. If any exception not coming, so you can't learn anything. So if you got the exception, you should feel very happy. So because you should learn how to resolve the issue, you have to identify the issue, and then you have to fix the issue. So until unless if exceptions are not coming, so you can't learn anything. Okay, so before that, I clearly messaged him, debug the code, debug the code. He keeps saying me sending error, exception, exception, exception. I have written proper code. I have written proper code. It is giving exception. I have done everything properly. So if you done everything properly, okay, I'm not saying anyone. Okay, so I'm just telling generally how people are working. Okay, how people are learning. So I'm telling that the way of learning is not that way. So you have to, whenever you are learning, first you have to understand the concept. What you have to understand. So where what controller will do? Controller will take the request, right? So from controller, where it will go, request will go to the service layer. Where it will go, it will go to the service layer. From service layer to next control, where it will go, control will go to repository layer, right? So repository layer. So here where data insert is happening, you have to understand the code. You should not by heart the code. Where code is inserting, line number 34. Line number 34, code is going to insert in database. Correct. So line number 34, code is going to insert the database. So before inserting the data, so you have to check whether I am getting values or not before inserting the data. That means before executing this statement, you have to check whether data is coming from the client or not. Okay, so first check you have to do whether data is coming or not from the REST client. This is the first step people have to do the debug. Okay, so next, another guy what he has done? So let me go to here. So if you go to controller, so this is the what is this API? This is get mapping. So get mapping, you can send the request from browser as well as you can send request from postman. Similarly, what is this API? This request belongs to post API, post request. This is post request. Post request in the sense you have to send the data from the client. You have to send the data from the client. So without, so what one of the guy has done, just create employee method URL. So create employee method URL. He is sending request from here. One of the screenshot he pinged me in WhatsApp. So he sent the request from here. What will happen? It is clearly saying read the error properly. Read the error. If you don't read the error, you can't learn anything. So, sir, I am getting exception. That's it. Tell me what I have to do. So it is clearly saying people whenever exception comes, they will throw the laptop and I want a solution. Give me the solution. So what you have to do? So you have okay. Anyway, by mistake you have requested the API from browser. Let's say by mistake you have requested from the API from the browser. So first you have to read the exception. What is that? It is clearly saying method not allowed. 405. I already explained in previous classes actually. If you remember, I already explained you in previous classes. Whenever you are getting this method not allowed exception in the sense your API is not accepting your request. What does that mean? Your API is not accepting your request because the API which you are going to send, if you go to your controller, then what he has done, he took screenshot of this controller, then pinged me in WhatsApp. So I have written the code properly. You have written the code properly, but what is this API code? Create employee. Create employee. What is that method? Is request method, HTTP request method. It's a post request, right? It's HTTP request method. What is the type? Post request, post HTTP request method. So from where here it is clearly saying get not supported. You can clearly say method get is not supported. So what does it mean? The request which you are sending to the server, your API is not accepting the request. The create employee API is not accepting the request because you are sending get request. What is there in your controller? It is a post request. What you have to do? You have to go to the REST client, then create. So create employee API you have to call and then select that instead of if you send request from here also, let me send request from here. If you send request from here also from the postman, you can see here also clearly saying method not allowed. Method not allowed. So method in the sense the API which you have written, this is a function. This is a function and this is a method. We can call it as a function. We can call it as a method. So the API we are sending request. So this will accept only post request. This will not accept other than post request. So what we are sending here? We are sending get request. So it is clearly saying method not allowed. Method is not allowing your request. So then what you have to do? Immediately you have to go to your controller. How you can go? What API you are calling? Whenever you are working, you should not work blindly. Okay, you have to understand the concept and then you have to work. Which API you are calling? You are calling create employee API, right? So create employee API. Go to the controller. So you can go to the controller. You know where you have written the business logic API. So this is the place your API is defined. So it is clearly saying read the error. Read the error. Method get not supported. Method not allowed 405. So what is the you went to the method. So why it is not allowing? Since it is a post request, it will not allow. So if since you are sending get request, this method will not allow your request. So what you have to do is if you read the error here itself, you will get to know the answer. So generally people, not only any one person, most of the people will do common mistakes. They will not ready to read the exception. Without reading exception, simply I have sent the request, I have written the code, see my code, yeah, as per the display, as per the video, I have written the code properly, my code is not working. So how it will work? The way you are sending, so same way you have to check in video how I am sending the request, what HTTP method I have selected, what API we are calling, that also you have to observe, right? So you have to understand the concept first. So now what we have to do, you have to select the post. What you have to select, you have to select the post. Next step, so next step what you have to do, so create employee is a post request. So this request, so what you are going to do, first you should know what are you doing. You are trying to insert the data in database. You are trying to insert the data in database. From where? So from where you are sending the data? You are sending the data from REST client. Where? From REST client or REST template or talent, any REST client, anywhere, whichever you are using, the tool which you are using, from that REST client, you have to send the data. From where you can send the data, I clearly mentioned. What is this method will expect, from where data will come, you can see request body. You can see, if you have to understand in this way, don't blindly write the code. So request body, in the sense, what does it mean? So the request which you are sending, the request body contains the data, right? The request body contains the data. Where is your request? This is your request. From here, postman, you are sending the request, this is your request you are going to send. So from where you have to set the data, from request body. Where is your request body? You can select, this is the body content. I already shown you earlier. This is the body post method will have body content. So this is the raw data. I have to select here. Here you have the body content. So as the before clicking the send button, you have to understand. I am going to insert the data. I have to insert the data. What you have to do? You have to send the data from the client. Okay, let's say you have sent the data now. What that guy is done the mistake? He removed this by mistake. He has not done the comma separated here in this section. Here he has not by mistake he has not copied this comma. So okay, let's say he has forget it or anyone is forget. So let me send the request. What will happen again? So I am getting exception. I don't know what to do. So I have my code is correctly written. Is that answer you have to tell? What you have to tell? If you send that response, if you send the response, then I can easily understand whether what is the problem. So whenever some exception comes, the moment you send the request, whenever some exception comes, what you have to do? Immediately you have to read the exception again. Okay. Earlier I am getting method not allowed exception. Now what I am getting? I am getting bad request. It is clearly showing bad request. What does it mean? Bad request. You can still, if you not understand, go down and read it. You can see here. If you have to read at the bottom of the error page, you can see yesterday I already shown you. So when there is a query exception, if I went the below and then I saw the code, right? So you can see here JSON parse error. You have to read the code. Whenever exception comes from the server, you should feel very happy. Developer have to feel very happy whenever some exception is coming. That means you are getting a chance to fix the issue. You are getting a chance to fix the issue. Okay. So don't get panic. Okay, don't get panic. Whenever some exception comes, you have to apply your brain, otherwise you can't survive in software industry. Not only one guy, anyone, whenever some exception you got, immediately you have to read the message, what server clearly saying, JSON parse error, unexpected character. What does mean JSON? So message, it is clearly saying JSON is incorrect. Your JSON is incorrect. Bad request. Before request in the sense, before you are clicking send button, your request is having bad request. Why? Because that is syntactical error. So you have to read the, now next step what you have to do, I read the message, it is clearly saying JSON format exception, JSON parser exception. So okay, I am sending wrong request, wrong JSON request I am sending, my JSON object is incorrect. Next, what you have to do, where you are sending JSON object as part of request body, you have to go through it line by line. Okay, employee ID one, okay, properly ready. Okay, employee ID. So next you have to check, mm, employee ID is one. Okay, syntactically this is correct. Next, first name colon Ramesh, okay, syntactically correct. Last name colon M, syntactically correct. Mobile number, yes, key colon value, syntactically correct. Email colon Ramesh, email colon value. Okay, this is the place I forgot to add the comma. Right, you have to debug in this way. If you, he is getting after I told him your request is incorrect, please resolve. So immediately he just come up, he send the request again, he got some error, I am getting this exception, please send, please resolve my issue. So no one cannot sit with you to resolve your issues. Okay. What is my responsibility? I am clearly showing how to debug, what is body request, from where data you have to send, and how to debug also I shown you actually. If you join any institute, no one will not show you how to debug also. They will just write the program successfully. This is they will share you the code with you, and then you go and run in your home. I am clearly showing including debugging, how to debug. You have to debug it. Okay. So next step, so he send the request and he's telling I am data is inserted, let me send my request now. Okay. So I am sending the request. What will happen? Okay, I have the breakpoint, right? Let me remove the breakpoint and execute it. So what is the response I got? Method not allowed. Super, perfect. 405. From here I send the request, because sorry, from where I send the request, from the rest client. Why still it is giving post request is incorrect? Let me debug now. So you have to debug, guys. Without debugging, your code will not work properly. You should always debug the code. You can see I got the response one. In Postman, I sent the request. What response I got? I got the response one. That means request went successfully. So let me go to H2 console and open it. You have to log in admin. Let's say once you log in admin, then you have to click on employee, run the query. So record is inserted. Now what another guy is facing issue, data is inserted only mobile number, data is inserted only mobile number, but values are coming null. Ramesh, here also null, here also null, here also null. Let me show you how to debug so that you guys can easily debug it. Okay, let me show you each and everything. So let me open WhatsApp, the issue which is facing. Let's resolve one by one. WhatsApp web. Let me open WhatsApp. Okay. See, whenever you are learning, you have to understand the concept, then only you have to do it, guys. Otherwise your code will never work properly. Your code will never work properly. See how many times actually I was there in busy actually. He's keep on pinging and calling, keep on pinging and calling, so I can't receive the call since I am busy. Okay, you can ping me, or you can ask like sir, I have a question, I have a issue, can you help me, or let me know your available time. This is how you have to ask. Not only here, anywhere you go, you have to ask, keep on calling, and please respond my call, please respond my call, please respond my call. He's pinging me like that. So you have to tell, sir, you might be busy. Can you tell me your available time? I will ping you in that time. So that I will tell him, I will clearly tell him, boss, I will be available from 6:30 to here or 8:30 to here. You can ping me, I can help you and I can respond you. If you keep calling, I cannot help. Okay, no one cannot help. No, everybody will busy with their work, right? So I provided solution also. I have given him solution also, but he is without debugging, keep on pinging, calling, keep on pinging and calling. If you see here, okay, let's see. This is first time I will accept it. Okay, first time I will accept it. Next time, even if I provide solution without debugging, you are keep pinging, I will not help you. Okay. So you see, guys, this is the response. You have to learn. You should not do same mistake the guy which he has done. You can see what he sent. You can see this is the error. Very first he sent me this one when I am in company, when I'm busy with work actually. So he pinged me today, sir. Please call. He keep on calling him. Please call me. Please call me. Please call me. Please receive my call. How I can receive? I am not sitting empty. Okay, everybody will have their own work. You have to tell, sir, I have a error. Kindly help me and or let me know your availability time. I will ping you in that time. This is what you have to message. Okay. So if you see what mistake he has done, you can see why I'm getting angry, because he's continuously he's calling actually. I was there in the meeting. He's continuously calling. I got irritated actually today. Seriously. So I am still I am responding him. Still I am responding him. See the error. HTTP request method should be post. I clearly messaged him. HTTP request method should be post. He's saying already post. This is he's showing the code. He written the code, he's sending, this is already post. Is this answer he has to tell from where he has to select the post? He has to select the post from REST client. Without that, how it will resolve? You have to understand the concept. Okay. So if you see here, guys, if you see here, okay, let's say this is the problem one of the guy is sending. What he is doing here, can you check here? What this guy send a screenshot? Create employee. This is the API he is calling create employee. From where he is sending the request? From the browser. From the browser. From where he has to supposed to send? He has to send from REST client, because he is trying to insert the data. I'm zooming it, guys. He is trying to insert the data. Create employee. You can see here. Create employee. Create employee. This is went like this. Yeah. Create employee, and he is sending like this. So now how to debug? So this is not the right way. So clearly I am answered him post request. So next, so this is how he have to tell. So next he send the request. Okay, after that somehow he is resolved. Somehow he resolved, and then immediately he sent another screen saying that 400. So this is the exception. I clearly shown you, right? Why 400 request? Bad request. It is clearly saying bad request. It is a bad request. So each and every, whenever he's getting exception, immediately he's pinging and calling. So what clearly saying bad request, right? What he has to tell? I replied, why is this? I clearly mentioned this exception is different, invalid input. I clearly, even I am still in the meeting, I clearly messaging him invalid input. And I gone through his screenshot and find out put after email comma is missing. So, okay. So after that, this issue is resolved now. Now he's sending another exception now. Now internal server error. What is this internal server error? So one by one, whenever he's facing issue, one by one resolve, immediately he's trying to call debug the. I clearly mentioned debug the code, trying to send request with different employee ID and debug the code. And I clearly mentioned, okay, sir, he said solve na, sir, keep help me, कुछ help. कुछ help करो sir, कुछ help करो sir. What I can help? You have to debug, guys. You have to debug. If for each and single exception, I can't going to I'm not going to sit with you to work, right? You have to debug it. I already clearly shown you. Now let's resolve your issue. So how to resolve your issue? So you have to debug code. So what is this internal error? What is this exception is clearly saying internal server error. Nothing but there is some problem in server end. So what you have to do? check here, remaining exception you have to read, but that he did not send. He sent only shortcut message. So prepared statement, insert into employee, it is clearly saying read the error first before messaging me. Read the error first, insert into employee. There is some problem in your query. You can see there is a problem in your query. Insert into employee, something it is clearly saying. So what you have to do, you have to go and fix that first. If you read the error properly, you will get the solution there itself. Okay. You have to read the error properly, and uh, you have solution there itself. Without reading error, I am getting exception, I am getting exception. So now I am going to show you guys how to debug. I already shown you. Again, I am going to show you how to debug it. If you ask me 100 times, I will tell you 100 times. I don't have any issue. But when I was there in the meeting, if you keep calling 100 times, it is not correct. Okay. So now, uh, let me debug mode. So if you want to debug, what you have to do, you have to send the request from you have to run server in debug mode. Okay. How to run the debug mode? Let me show you the guys, the issue which is facing. So internal server error is getting, right. So how to resolve your issues? You have to debug the code. How you have to debug the code? Before debugging the code, first you have to run your server in debug mode. You can see left hand side, there is a icon, debug icon, right. Click on that. Click on that. Whenever you are getting some exception, you have to feel very happy, guys. Okay. Okay, you have to feel very happy whenever there is this is Eclipse issue, no need to bother. Why this is coming early every time? This is Eclipse issue, you no need to bother about it. Okay, so now server is run successfully. So after running the server, you check whether you have any exceptions. After executing your application, first you have to check. First, whenever you are running the server, you have to check the console. Is there any errors in my console? So you should see the message. Tomcat started on port number 80 successfully. Tomcat started. What does it mean? Tomcat started in the sense your server started successfully without any errors, without any exceptions. So what does it mean? Your server started successfully. So you can confirm that my server is started successfully. Next, what step you have to do? Go to the REST client or Talent API, whichever you are using. So in this Eclipse, right, he's using not Postman, guys. He's using some Talent browser specific plugin. So from there, he's sending the request. Okay, don't get confused. This I will teach you. Okay, this also I will teach you. You don't worry. So he sent the request from REST client or Postman somewhere in. So you can see here, and if you see here. Now, next step, what you have to do? Next step, guys, what you have to do? You have to do go to your Postman or REST client wherever you are sending the request. So you have to check first whether what is the API, what I am going to do. I am going to create the employee. Okay, first check what you have to do. You have to check whether I am sending the data or not. Okay, I am sending the data. So now click send button. Click send button, and before sending button, so you have to put the breakpoint here. There is a controller, right? So if you double click, just click on that line number statement. The statement which you are going to debug, the API which you are going to debug, there you have to put breakpoint. Okay. So after putting breakpoint, next what you have to do, your code is correct. This code is properly perfect. You have written code perfectly. What you have to check, you send the request from the client. You send the request from the client. You have to check whether my data is coming or not. First, you check whether I am getting the data or not. Check, okay, age integer. I am getting the age. I am getting the email. I am getting the email employee ID. I am getting first name. I am getting last name. I am getting mobile number successfully. So if nothing, if there is no values are coming, if there is no values are coming, what you have to do? If any value is coming null, what you have to do? You have to go to your DTO. You have to check what property you have written, employee ID. So you have to go and check whether I have given here employee ID or not. with proper spelling mistakes. If you do any spell mistake, nothing will your data will not come. So similarly, first name, last name, mobile number, email, and age. You have to verify before sending request my properties which are matching with my DTO or not, the properties which are matching with my model object or not. Since it is matching, I am able to get the data. You can see, right? Since it is matching, I am able to get the data. So this is how you have to debug. First place you have to debug whether the data which I am going to insert, that is coming to my controller or not. That's it, guys. So once data is came, from where request will go? From here, request will go to your service class. So you have, what you have to do again from here? You have to select it here, go to implementation class, and then here you have to debug or press F5, function F5 you have to press, or function F6. If you put breakpoint, then function F6 or F6. If you press function F5 without function F5 without putting breakpoint, control will come directly to here. Okay. So now request came to my service. So what you have to do again? You have to check whether data came to service or not. Check. Yes, I got the data in service. Employee age, email, employee ID, first name, last name, mobile number. So I am getting the data perfectly. So service also I am getting the data. Okay, so now from where I have to go? From here request, where it will go? It will go to repository layer. So here also breakpoint is there. Just put breakpoint, function F6 or F5. So once it is come here, so next, you came to repository layer. So in repository layer also you check it. Okay, whether repository layer I am getting the data or not. Check. Yes, data is coming. Age, email, employee ID, first name, last name, mobile number. So all the data is coming. So now this statement is going to execute successfully. Next, what you have to do? So from where this data we are passing as part of update method. As part of update method, we are passing all the values, right? As part of update method, we are passing all the values. Now here also you can debug. How you can debug? Just put cursor there. See, employee ID is coming. If you want to debug specific value, just select that statement, employee dot get employee. You have to select complete one, guys. I'm clearly showing. If you select in this like this is invalid. If you select like this, invalid. If you select like this, invalid. Any statement, if you are going to debug, you have to select properly. Complete statement, complete the value which you are going to debug, you have to select. So I have selected employee dot get employee ID. So my data came here properly. Now I am going to check whether employee ID is properly set or not in update method. The update method which I am passing as part of argument, whether this value is going properly or not. What you have to do? Just select it and right click. I clearly shown you how to inspect the value also. There is an option called inspect. You can see, yes, my employee value is coming properly. Perfect. Next, if you want to check a name, first name, right click and inspect it. And then, yes, my first name also is going properly. And next, check last name, inspect. Yes, my last name also is going properly. And next, what you need to debug? Employee dot mobile number. Next, right click and inspect it. Actually, no need to inspect. Why? Because already you are getting data here. Employee object. The moment you are getting data here, in the sense, 100% remaining values are going to set here. Okay, so still I am showing how to debug your values. For that person, values are inserting null values. Why? Because data itself not been set properly. It might be the mistake which he has done. It might be the properties which he are giving and the properties which he are sending from the request. Those are different. If you send different value, always you will get null data. if you this whatever what are all the properties which you are sending from the as part of request, those properties should match with your model object. Otherwise your values will come null. He's keep pinging me, I am getting null, I am getting null, I have written proper values, call me please, pick me my call. You have to debug, guys. You have to debug. I already shown you in the code how to debug the code. So now you got right. So respond JPA repository. Okay. So now let me debug. This is how you have to debug. Now email also came successfully. So now next employee age. How to select the employee age? Just select it. Then check inspect the element. Okay. So you can confirm that update method is having proper values. Update method is having proper values. Now you are ready to send the request. Just execute it. Function F8. Just you have to select function F8. That's it. And after that, that guy's got some internal error, I think. So you can see here there is a internal error. Internals this we can debug only in his machine only. So what error he is getting, we have to read insert statement is incorrect. Right? Insert statement is incorrect. So the person who is facing that issue, you have to check your insert statement. Your insert statement. So you have to check whether ID, whether you have given the columns which we have. If you go here, the columns which we selected here, employee class object, whether my columns I have given proper columns or not. You have to check ID, first name, last name. Your columns names should match with this query. The column names, those whatever the column names which we are created in the database as part of employee table, these columns should match with your insert query. So if you not if your query also incorrect, if it is any wrong in a column, so you will get 500 error. What kind of error you will get? So let me show that this error, internal server error. Whenever there is a problem in code, database query, or you are passing incorrect input or anything, whatever it is, so you will always get 500 internal error. You must read the values, you must read the exception properly. If you read the exception properly, then you can clearly understand. Let me what I will do. So now data is inserted, or so check the response. So check the response it is returning as a 1. That means my data inserted successfully. Now you can go to H2 console and then just refresh it, and then click on just log into your H2 database and go to employee table. Click on that employee table, click on run button. Now you can see data is successfully inserted. For that person, this first name is inserting null, and last name inserting null, and email is not inserting null. You can see that error also. I think somewhere he pinged me. So you can see, guys. So this is the screenshot he sent me. So what will happen? 22 times he has inserted the data. You can see ID 22. So 22 ID is 22. Employee ID he is inserting 22, and it is inserting first name is coming null, last name is coming null, email is coming null. Why is this coming null? So your data is not reached to your repository layer properly. So you have to debug why data is not coming. So you have to check, go to your employee Pojo class and check it. These properties are matching with your request or not. The request which you are sending, employee ID, first name, last name, mobile number, email, and age. Okay, so this one you have to check whether these properties are matching or not. If it is matching, then only your data will come to your server properly. If these properties are not matching, your data will not come. So let me show you that also. So what I will do this time, let me go to your REST client or Postman, wherever it is. I just remove T here. What I will do now, I am going to insert another record. I just removed first name. First name by mistake. I have let's say assume I am sending incorrect value. Now let me send the request. What will happen? Okay, request came to my server. You can see employee object. You can see, if you see here, what is the data coming here? Age is coming, email is coming, employee ID is coming, first name is coming null. Got it right? First name is coming null. Why first name is coming null? So in as part of your request, you have sent incorrect property name. What is the property name in employee model object? FIRSTNAME. This is the spelling for your property first name, FIRSTNAME. So, but what you sent from the request, by mistake, T is missed out. I have missed out the T. So what will go? Null value. Obviously, your DTO will not receive the data. Your DTO will not receive the data, your model object or DTO, any object. So you will not receive the data since your what you are sending, what is the spelling? FIRSTNAME. If you send FIRSTNAME, then only your data will uh, map to your property. Otherwise, it will always go and insert null. So one more thing. So now let me try to insert now. So with null values, I just executed. I just executed. So what will happen? It will clearly return. You just go to your server response. Go to your server response. Clearly it returning. You can see clearly it returning. See, same mechanism. For him, why it is inserting null? I know why it is inserting null. So null is accepting in the sense, open your script file, go to your project. Where is the script file? Inside the resources folder. Open schema.sql. If you open schema.sql, that guy is not given this not null. Let's say if you don't give not null, what will happen? So your database table always allow null values. Your database table always allow null values. The previous request which I sent, it will definitely insert the data, but values will be insert as a null. Let me check that. So what I will do now, I will just save this. What will happen whenever you are saving, your server will restart, right? Sorry, it is doing some spelling mistake. Why I have to put comma here, right? Put comma. Let me put comma one by one, guys. I am not giving now here uh, not null. I am not giving. Okay, so let's say age also not null. I here also I'm removing not null. So put all comma and save. So whenever there is a query exception, what will give? You will get error. Now your query is properly. I have not given not null and ID. Let me give ID also not null. So it should be not null. Why? Because this is a primary key. Since it is a primary key, it should be always not null. So remaining values can be nullable. So now what you can do? So let me go to my server. So my server started successfully. I am trying to insert the data. How I am going to insert the data? First name, I have done the spell mistake. Let me email, I will do spell mistake. And age, I will do spell mistake. And first name. Okay, now let me send a request. What will happen? Request will go to my server. If you see employee object, what it will be there? All are having null values. You can see age also null, email also null. Only employee ID is there because employee ID I am sending properly. So first name is null, last name is M. Because last name is properly I am sending. Mobile number is having. So email and first name is having null values, and age also having null values. Let me insert the data. So let me execute it. What will happen? So what you will get? Success response. You got the success response. If you go and check the values, if you go and check the, just log into your employee database, admin, just connect, check the and click the employee, run that. What is inserting, guys? Null values. You can see first name inserting null, email is inserting null, age is inserting null. So this is the issue that guy is facing. You can see null, all the values are inserting null values because data is not coming to server properly. I think that guy is understood now, right? You have to debug. You have to debug. Without debugging, keep pinging. Resolve my issue, resolve my issue. How I can resolve without debugging? We have to send the request. You have to check the response. Everything you have to debug. See next what he got. So this is another error, guys. Data fetched, but null values are some null values. Click OK. After that, immediately keep calling. See, he has typed something. Might be he thought like I am not responding properly. So how I will respond? I was there in the meeting, or I will be there in my work. So I am busy at work. So he's keep calling me WhatsApp call, continuously calling, and he's putting some messages, junk messages, whatever he want. He's just pinging me. You see, is this sense? Is this make sense? Tell me, guys. So next, what he sent? Next, another error. Immediately, he got something else error again. Now, what is that error? 20 JRE Oracle Corporation 20.0.1 20 what is not supported. Is not supported. What does it mean? So might be he's configured something. Might be he's testing my skill, or he's trying to send the error whether I am going to resolve or not. Might be his intention is like that. So each and every time continuously sending error like this. So next, very next message what he sent. So first he sent null values. After that continuously, guys, continuously. If you send like this, how I can resolve? You need to give a time. You have to ping me, sir. I am busy. I already clearly mentioned. I will call you later. Still, I pinged him like. Debug the code, clearly debug the code. So without debugging, I know this guy is not debugging, he's trying to test my skill itself. So by looking this code, he's configured. Whenever you are configured, right? When you get this exception, JRE Oracle Corporation 20.0.1 is not supported. What does it mean? Till here, what he has done, whenever I'm responding, he's sending a new screenshot to test my skill itself. So whether this guy is going to resolve or not, whether this guy is going to identify the problem or not. Huh? I clearly mention it's a JDK issue. Your project is running with 20.0.1. So what he's trying to do now? He might be trying to do change the JDK. Let's say if you are pom.xml, guys, go to your project repository. What he might have done? Go to your project, and there is a pom.xml. There is a pom.xml. Here you can see there is a version has given. We are while the downloading our project, we have selected JDK 17, right? So pom.xml will have JDK 17. Now what I will do, I will put 20 here. I will just put 20, and then let me run the server. So still it is running because my Eclipse is supporting JDK 20 and JDK 17. My Eclipse is supporting JDK 20 since JDK 17, since it is supporting my application working properly. So similarly, might be that guy is done another way. So what he can do here, he put JDK 17. Let me JDK 17. Right click on the project. There is a properties. Once you select the properties, there is a build path. If you see libraries JDK 17, here JDK 17, right? Here you can edit actually. You can edit with JDK, JRE 20 or something like that. Let me select JRE 20. Let me select JRE 20 and click on finish button. So what will happen? Apply and close. Apply and close. We'll see. Let me check. If it is this Eclipse is inserting JDK 20 successfully installed, then our application will work properly. Let me stop the server. What I will do, what I have selected now, go to properties and go to build path, go to libraries and select JDK 20. And your compiler, there is a compiler also. You can see there is a Java compiler here. The moment you change here JDK 20, so you have let me edit that also. So it is disable mode. Let me apply and close. Let me start the application. So Spring dot 3.0, guys, Spring dot 3.0 onwards will support at least minimum version JDK 20 as well as JDK 17. So that guy might be manually install the JRE in his Oracle. Let me check his error. So that guy might be installed JRE in his machine and by manually, and you can see here there is issue Java Oracle Corporation 20.1 is not supported, not supported. So something it is problem is happened with JDK. So if you change the settings like this, sometimes you will get this error. So you should not modify. So Spring Boot onwards, you no need to override any. You no need to worry about it versioning and all. The moment you create the project, so it will come up with the default version whichever we are downloading. That time whatever you select, it will come up with that JRE, so automatically it will support. So or else if you want, you can see here alternate JRE. There is a alternate JRE option. From here you can browse your installed JREs. So in Java, you can download manually whatever version you want. You can download manually, and then you can insert it, you can install, and then you can external JDK which you have installed, that also you can add it here. So as of now I have not added any JDK, I have not installed in my machine. So this latest Eclipse is came with JDK 17 and 20. It will support both, actually it will support both. So if you are a JDK, might if you use the old Eclipse which is not supporting 17 and 20, and there if you import this project, you will get these kind of issues. So whenever there is a JDK is not supported, that time you will get these kind of issues. So you have to make sure whether your Eclipse or whether you are whatever installed JRE, whether you are pointing proper JDK or not, you have to verify that. So whenever that exception comes, you have to verify that. Then only you can resolve your issues. Otherwise, no. Okay. Guys, this is how you have to debug. Today, I to completely debug code only. So since this, you can see now, if you see here and there, I have changed, right? You can see now, if you go here and check the console, what it is saying, employee controller, look. So now exceptions came started. Why? Because now the version which I have selected, then selected 20 and 17, 70 to 20 like this, right? So your Eclipse will not update properly. Your JDK, your Eclipse is not update properly. You can see unsupported class version. You can see here, you can see version, compiled JDK version. You can see version of the Java only recognize file version 61. So it is unsupported JDK version. Now you got the point, right? Something that guy is done like this, and then he got that error, and he is trying to check whether this issue is going to resolve or not, testing, or might be he's done by mistake. I don't know, that guy who is pinging continuously. So this is this kind of issues you will get whenever you are changing the version here and there, here and there. If you change like this, you will get this error. So now how we can resolve, we'll see now. So nothing, what you have to do, you just need to stop the server. You just need to stop the server. Now what you have to do, just stop the server. Click on the project, right click, go to properties, again check whether JDK 17 selected properly or not. Yes, it is selected. So what is the Java compiler? Go there. Java compiler, you have to check Java compiler also selected J17. So whenever I'm selecting 20, this is completely disable. You can see enable preview feature for Java 20. This will support Java 20 also. This Eclipse will support Java 20 also. And you can see JDK 17 is selected now. Now how we can resolve? So now it's nothing, just save the file, go to palm.xml, just control A, control X and control V and save it. Save, and then your project will build properly. Just select it, or you can do project clean and build. There is a option called clean all project. What does it mean? Clean all project. From where you can select that project, go to project and clean. So whenever you are clean, just click on that. So what will happen? Your project will build again. So once it build again successfully, you can run your server again. So what you have to do? So see now, still it is giving unsupported exception Java runtime 64.0. So now let me resolve this issue. So see, this is how Eclipse will behave. So now what will happen? The moment I change it, these kind of issues you will not get in IntelliJ. So IntelliJ will update properly, but when you are working with Eclipse, sometimes some versions will not resolve properly. So now what you will do? Just go to terminal. What you have to do? Close it, go to terminal, right click on the project, and there is an option called terminal. Open with terminal. There is a terminal option. Let me check. See, show local terminal. So the moment you open local terminal, so this is the Eclipse terminal. So Eclipse is what is the, you can check here what is the version it is installed. Java space hyphen version. Let me check. Java space. You have to debug it, guys. You have to debug. Otherwise, it can't work. So whenever some exception is coming, then you people have to feel very happy. You can see Java is not recognized. VRSION by spell mistake. VR Java space hyphen VRSION version. Click enter. See JDK 17 properly. Okay. Currently, my project is pointing to JDK 17. How you can confirm? Java space hyphen version. Okay, so now let me. There is a set of commands. Actually, I thought of telling these things. I am going to teach you traditional Spring also. I am going to teach you. We are going to work with a traditional Spring application also. During that time, I thought of explaining these concepts. Okay, during that time, I thought of explain these things. If I explain these things now, I think some of the people can't understand at all. So what you have to resolve, how to resolve now? MVN clean, just clean it. So now see, MVN is not recognizing. So what you can do? So this time what you have to do? You have to install the MVN in your machine. So as of now, I have not installed my Maven here to run the command manually. So what you can do? Go to right click on the project, go to Maven, update project, update and click on force update and just click OK. So what will happen now? Again, it is trying to your project trying to build properly. Let me try now. Let me try one more time. So let me start the server. See, now server is trying to start successfully. Now server is started successfully. This is how you have to debug. So these things, guys, this Maven and all, I will teach you later. If I teach you now, you guys cannot. Some of the guys cannot understand. So the guys who are not able to understand, don't worry. I will teach you how to install JDK manually, how to execute the project, how to build the project manually, and how to run your project outside Eclipse. Everything I will teach you when I am teaching Spring traditional application. That time you are going to learn these things. As of now, you don't need to bother about it. Okay. So now the guy who is pinging me in the application, right? The guy who is pinging me here. So now might be that guy got it. So how to resolve the problem? And might be he's testing me whether I am uh, fixing the issues or not. So this is how you have to resolve, guys. Okay. So you have to concentrate on now whatever you are doing, right? So initially, when you are learning, whenever you are learning, initially you have to focus on understanding the concept and then try debugging and coding everything. I'm teaching you pin to pin how to debug also. I'm showing how to write the code, how to create the classes, everything I'm showing. If you follow the video step by step, each and every first before first time when you are doing, you follow the video. If you follow the video, then your project is going to success very first time. Next, what you have to do? So next time onwards, you have to write your own program, not only employee controller. Create student information, insert student information, insert user information, insert vehicle information, insert any other information which you want to insert. That time you do these kind of exercises. Why? Because if you understand the concept properly, then whenever you are doing with a new code or new project, any concept which you are going to create the APIs, you can do easily. You can perfectly write code and you can perfectly debug the code properly. Guys, you understood, right? Okay, so okay, tomorrow we'll catch with you. Okay, tomorrow I will catch you. So tomorrow we'll start remaining concept. Today I have shown you how to debug the code. Guys, if you have any doubts, right, you ping me. I don't have any problem. Anytime you can ping me. But thing is that I will tell you, I will ping you whether I am able to respond. I will respond you with the response. Okay, how I have responded to these guys. Same way I will ping you, debug it or check whether request is proper or not. If you send me the exception, I can tell you immediately what might be the problem. So after that, you can ping me, sir. Let me know. Yeah, is there what time I can contact you so that I can respond you whenever I am free. I will just ping you, guys. I am free now, so you can connect with me. I will resolve your issues. Okay, you are free to ask questions anytime. But only thing is that don't call me continuously because I will not be sit idle. Okay, I am always busy in office. Okay, so whenever I am free, then I will respond you back as soon as possible. Whenever for me possible, I will respond you as soon as possible. Okay, guys. I think you guys are understood. So we'll connect tomorrow. Okay. This is how you have to debug. You try creating what are all the APIs, right? Create employee and you try creating vehicle and all. So remaining APIs, I will do it tomorrow. So it's already time is over. I have some other work. I have to go outside. So we'll continue tomorrow.